Sway.
Hey, Will. Hey. How you been, brother?
Man, it is all love. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Saniyya, it's a pleasure to meet you. Demi, it's a pleasure to meet you as well.
You too.
Congratulations. I got Heather B with me, Will. Come on. I had to.
Hi, y'all.
There you are. Where's your Hey, what's up, Heather B?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Demi Saniyya, how you doing?
Hi. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, we got DB too. DB is our movie junkie, Saniyya and Demi. He knows anything about movie trivia. Any question he can answer. Say hi to DB.
DB, yo. Oh, I like that.
You like the shirt too?
Represent.
Yo, so I want to start off with a round of applause. I got a chance to see the movie. I want to start off with a round of applause.
Tennis clap.
Yes, indeed. It's just you guys' chemistry on set, you know, from father to daughter dynamic. I'm a father, you know, in real life. So is Will, obviously. I was so convinced from the beginning that there was some type of bond or something more than just playing these characters between the three of you. Just instantly, Demi and Saniyya, what was it like working with Will Smith on set?
The absolute best.
Yeah.
I think we had too much fun. Like too much fun on set. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It was real cool. What I love about Mr. Will's they make everyone feel so comfortable. And it was like immediate love. And yeah, it was really like your dad after a while.
Yeah, you know, for me, man, you know, I'm stepping on set, you know, with five, you know, young actresses coming up, and you know, I just took that responsibility seriously. You know, it's not we're making a movie, but you know, in the same way with Richard Williams, they were trying to play tennis, but at the end of the day, he was trying to protect and to raise children to go into the world and contribute. You know, he wanted to raise healthy, well-rounded, faithful, loving people, you know, and tennis stars was fourth or fifth down on the list, you know. So for me, it was really important to me that this be one of the greatest experiences of their lives, and that they be able to learn and grow in a safe environment where they could make mistakes, where they could push themselves and feel supported and loved and honored in the process.
Mm-hmm. I think that resonates when you watch it on screen. You know, it just seemed like everybody was there for a larger purpose. Saniyya, you played Venus, and when you think of the story about Venus and Serena, and those two being such an inspiration to girls all over the world, specifically Black girls, and now you and Demi are playing these roles, did you consider the fact that now you're going to be an inspiration to girls, specifically Black girls who look just like you from all over the world? Have you considered that?
I definitely have. I think we both have. And that was kind of my goal, at least, with this film. You know, Serena and Venus Williams were two amazing. Serena and Venus Williams were two amazing.
I'm sorry, you gotta talk louder.
Bill's still coaching.
Yeah, but like I was saying, they're two amazing women that I've looked up to my entire life. And so I was hoping that with this film, I got to do the same thing for other young Black girls around the world. I think it's really important that girls like us can see people that look like them on screen and feel like they're being represented and, you know, feel inspired.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Demi. I mean, I remember being 5, 6 and seeing them on TV and being like, oh my gosh, these are tennis champions who look just like me and her. And I thought it was such an amazing thing to step into, and I was so excited to, you know, channel my childhood hero, you know. So it was real cool, and getting to step into the music series is something that I always cherish. You know? Yeah.
Okay, HB, you want to jump in?
I do, and Will, I know you used to celebrating and getting roles, but I want to ask Demi and Saniyya, like, I used to be afraid to celebrate, honestly. When something good happened, I used to kind of like, it may sound crazy, but I used to get scared that something bad was going to happen right around the corner. It sounds weird, but I used to feel that way. And my grandmother ended up telling me to celebrate, like I was being blessed and to celebrate. And so if you don't mind sharing, Demi and Saniyya, when you found out that you got these roles of these two iconic women, like what did you do? Did you scream? Did you like go party? Did you start looking through your closet? It was like, oh, I'm about to get laced. Like, what did you do?
Oh man, I cried. I mean, the audition process, Demi and I both pushed ourselves very hard during the audition process. So that was kind of a relief in itself, getting to hear that we were going to play them. But I was just very excited, and immediately I was like, "Oh man, I gotta start tennis.
Start training. Exactly.
I was like, oh, I gotta start playing soon again. But no, but yeah, I was so happy, and I was
That's dope.
oh man, I get to be Mr. Will.
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna be so cool.
Big Willard.
Big Willie.
And what about you, Saniyya?
No,
Demi.
Demi.
Oh,
Yeah.
Demi, I'm sorry. Yeah, Demi, I'm sorry. How did you celebrate?
I was, like Saniyya said, I was just so excited. I was so happy and so grateful. Like I said before, I love Serena Williams.
Yes.
So I was out of this world. I was out of this world to be playing Serena Williams. But like Saniyya said, tennis.
Yeah.
I was very scared for
Yeah.
the tennis. Tennis is not a sport that I've played before. I would consider myself athletic, but that is not a sport that I'd ever trained in or been familiar in, or I'm familiar with. So I was nervous for that, but I was really excited. And kind of like you said, the whole celebration thing, I've never really been like this person to like celebrate booking things. I kind of just like, oh, cool, and then I'll go and do it. But with this one, I did let myself celebrate a little bit. Like,
Good for you. Good for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, DB, you want to get in there? You dress just like the Fresh Prince. You might as well go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I think Will might remember last time when he came by for the Bad Boys for Life Town Hall, I gave him the Fresh Prince jersey for him to sign. So, so if you'll excuse me, I got to do another sort of show off moment because I do have Steve Hiller's Funko Pop.
That's hilarious.
So
That's
cool.
genius.
But there is a reason that I bring up Independence Day because if and correct me if I'm wrong, it was the first time that you played a father. I mean, technically he wasn't a biological dad to Vivica Fox's son, but it was the first time you played a role where it was a father type figure.
Yeah.
And you've gone on to do that multiple times, you know, with Chris Gardner, Pursuit of Happiness, I Am Legend. So my question is, when you're doing these films, with the exception of playing non-fictional roles, where do you draw the inspiration for the portrayal of a father? Because is it with your personal life being both a son and a father, or do you draw from other people, other fathers in your life, depending on the character?
Yeah, depending on the character, you know, when you know it's a real life person, it makes it a little bit easier because you can just tap into the actual person and you can ask questions and you can talk to their family. So it's a little bit easier in that way. But with Richard Williams, you know, he was from the same generation that my father was from, you know, that post World War II black man in America, you know, gotta come up by their own bootstraps, you know. You know, back when black men could fix everything with their hands. Like, you know what I mean? You know, back when black men had a toolbox, right? Like they carried a toolbox, you know. And it's like that thing of making and creating and building, excuse me, you know, so I recognized Richard Williams from a lot of the attitudes and social perspectives and emotional difficulties that my father was saddled with. And then the interaction with daughters, what I understood a little more from my interaction with Willow, how how you work with a girl, and what a girl opens up in a man is very different than what with sons. You know, your sons tend to make use of your current skill set, and daughters demand you develop new things. You know, so it was, and it's probably the opposite for mothers and sons, and mothers and daughters, right? You know, so you know, it was an interesting exploration for me to find the similarities and the differences between my father and Richard Williams, and then between my parenting and Richard Williams.
Yeah. It was great. One of the things I appreciated too, the way you portrayed Richard Williams, Will, man, when we see, you know, it's not about black or white. To me, it was about him being a father, and he had this destiny and this dream for his daughters. But for me, in my reality, it's great to see this image of black fathers.
Yeah.
You know, when Richard first came into prominence in the media circle, they painted a lot of craziness around his brilliance.
Absolutely.
And I think that this movie helped, you know, unwind those nuances that we didn't know about.
Absolutely.
That the family was going through, right?
Yeah.
You played him so graciously, it was so much precision. How did the family react to your Richard?
You know, what was really turned out to be great, but was terrifying in the beginning is Venus and Serena said that they would executive produce the project, but they wouldn't agree to put their names on it until after they watched the movie. Right? I was like, oh no. Right? You know, so, you know, I had done stories in the past where it was, you know, I did Muhammad Ali and the Pursuit of Happiness and Concussion. So I'd done movies about people who were alive that were going to see the film. So I knew the terror of the moment when they first walk into the movie theater. So I got the call that Venus and Serena were going into the theater and they were going to see the movie for the first time. So that was the worst 2 hours of my life. But they came out and they called immediately, totally in tears. And, you know, they had been on set a couple of times, but when you see it all together with the music and everything, and they were absolutely blown away. And they thanked me, and they called, you know, the whole cast and everybody, and they thanked us, and they said they would be honored to have their names on this film as executive producer.
Great movie.
That's dope.
Great, man. And you brought up Pursuit of Happiness, or DB did, and Ali, and these were all great movies, and you were nominated for an Oscar, but you didn't win, obviously. But one of the things I found interesting about this movie is that it's also a thread of what do you learn when you don't win, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
What is it that you learned when you lost, when you didn't get the win? What did you learn? Was there something you learned from losing with those Oscars?
Interesting, because I've never really been awards centered.
Okay.
I was always much more box office minded, you know. So you know, it wasn't something that you know my heart yearned for. You know, so I was much more devastated when my movies didn't perform at the box office, when something flopped at the box office. That would lay me down for a couple of days. You know, but you know, with this film, I'm less concerned about being nominated in my life and in my spiritual work. I'm beyond that need, but I would love for my cast, and I would love for Venus and Serena to be honored, and I would love for Ingenue. That would be that. I would love for Ingenue, like that. The subtle power that she showed in this role, the tightrope that she walked in this role, is quiet, but it was the absolute backbone of this family and this story. You know, so I would love to see Ingenue get her flowers.
She was dope in the Clark sisters too. She's amazing.
Absolutely.
She's amazing. I would like to ask the girls again too, Saniyya and Demi. Is there something about Venus and Serena that you learned that maybe we didn't know about? Like one time Serena came to the studio with us. She got chicken. She ate chicken. She hung out.
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce. She said, y'all got some red hot. Like she was so cool, and for us watching her, she was like this image. We couldn't believe she was so big. We forgot that she was like a real person. Was there something that each of you learned about one of them that you were just totally blown away?
I think just like you said, how Serena is just a normal person like the rest of us. I remember
Yeah.
being at set, Saniyya and I were losing our minds. We're like, they're here. What are we gonna do? What are you gonna say? We were all over the place, and then we spoke with them, and we were like, what were we so worried about?
Yeah.
You know, like they're normal people, and I think it's because they're these huge personalities on the court, and they're beasts on that court, and that can be intimidating and we didn't know how they were in real life because we never got to speak with them, and so when we finally got to speak with them, we're like, oh, they're cool. Like us, you know?
I mean, exactly what Demi said. I was kind of just like, oh wow, you're just like you and me, man. Like you just. But how funny they were too. I mean, like they're like Demi said, they're such beasts that they have this seriousness to them that is just so like I don't know, this eye of the tiger. So you're expecting them to be like, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. And it was very just like, what's up? And all kinds of stuff. And like, they were just so bubbly. And there were so many similarities between us. It's kind of like looking in the mirror when we met each other for the first time. And
wow.
he just kept saying, yo, this is crazy.
Will, I wanted to also congratulate you on your memoir, which just came out.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Gosh, what?
Yo,
Will.
Oh,
Will.
yeah.
Yo, bruh, I'm just telling you, I'm like a lazy reader, but like I'm trying not to even get emotional. Like, yo.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you.
And also, I didn't get to thank you last time you came by for the town hall because, and I know you get this a lot, but that episode of Fresh Prince with your father, that was me, and so thank you for that. That really hit home for me. So I mean that's a whole nother conversation. But back to King Richard.
But now, you know what? Now, I mean, it is always a beautiful thing for me to hear that. That was one of the things that we were talking about on the set. That the only reason to make art is to help people heal, right? To make it okay for people to be hurt, to be broken, to be sad, to be confused, and to shine a light on the way out. So for me, with that episode and, with King Richard and really heavily with the memoir, I'm trying to normalize authenticity, that you don't have to hold on to a false image, that you really can be your imperfect self. And you can still be loved, and you can still find your way to joy, and you can still be powerful. When you sweep those things under the rug, trauma and problems are non-biodegradable. They are going to be there like a plastic bottle 1,000 years from now. You gotta get them out. So. I'm happy you were touched with that. That's what I loved about King Richard too. It's like the nuances of what this family had to suffer to be able to realize their dreams, kind of makes your situation like, oh, okay, cool. They're not just savants, there is, a certain amount of specialness to them, but they suffered the same things that you're suffering. And through their faith, through their love for each other, through their perseverance, through their discipline, they were able to rise above their condition. I love putting art into the world that inspires and instructs in that way.
Yeah. So back to King Richard, because there's a lot of moments that are going to make you cry. There's a lot of moments that are going to inspire you. There's a lot of moments that are going to make you mad. You're one of the best when it comes to triggering emotion in the scene. And girls, you both were. Me and Sway were joking about it this morning about how we both like trying to. We were in the screening room, and I was acting like I was fixing my mask. Like, it's hot in here, But I wanted to know: was there ever a point in the film where you needed that emotion, and maybe it just wasn't happening that day? Like you were like, "All right, we're gonna get it, we're gonna nail it," and then for whatever reason, the tears wouldn't come, or you just felt like it wasn't coming off authentic?
Oh yes, for sure. I think there's a scene between Mr. Will and I at the net, and kind of the first few takes, I was trying to get there, but there was just like a block, and then I kind of just like let myself go. I talked to Misha, Price, their sister, and then I talked to Ray, and they were like, just think like, what would Venus feel? And then immediately there was just like a switch. And I like closed my eyes for a second and I opened it and that was her.
Wow.
I was just like, you know what? How would I feel? And how would she feel? And that just kind of merged together. And then Mr. Will on top of it coming over like, it's done.
Yeah.
Oh man. I was just like,
yeah. No, that's the thing that's fun for me also. With working with Demi and Saniyya, it's like the off-camera work is my favorite part. Because when I'm off camera, right, and they're close-ups, so now I'm off camera. So now it's my job to try to get it out of them. So I'll change the lines and adjust it and, say something, do something different, throw something at them, so it's a really fun process trying to help people find that emotional click.
Well, real quick, you said something about fun. And in your book, I remember reading that you said like, comedy is an extension of your intelligence. And I'm paraphrasing. And you said like, in order to be really funny, you have to be really smart.
Yeah.
And just curious, who is your favorite comedian?
Chappelle is the GOAT. Right,
facts,
so
facts,
Chappelle
facts,
is like,
he's not even on the list no more.
But when I was coming up, I wanted to be Eddie so bad. I wanted to be Eddie Murphy so bad. And as I was becoming a movie star, I think I talk about it in a couple chapters. I think I talk about it in, I think it's in chapter 7 where I talk about Eddie.
I'm only at Power right now, so don't tell me no more. Okay.
But in my mind, I wanted, Star Wars was my favorite movie and Eddie Murphy was my favorite actor. And in my mind, as I started to try to become a movie star, I wanted to be Eddie Murphy in Star Wars. Right? So I had my manager, I was like, find me stuff where I can be Eddie Murphy in Star Wars, and Independence Day and Black kind of fit into that mold.
Thank you for that.
Hey, Will, first of all, Saniyya and Demi, your future is so bright. Your present is so bright. Congratulations to you. I was totally convinced you did an awesome job in this movie. Can't wait to see what's next for you. Okay. Will, I love you. You keep me inspired. You're my brother. You're my peer.
All love, man.
You already know you've inspired me since day one. Before we let you go, this is Hip Hop History Month, Appreciation Month. You guys brought up Men in Black. I remember you had your good friend Biz Marquis in the Men in Black series.
Yeah.
Can you just for Hip Hop History Month, can you talk about Biz and what it was like working with him on Men in Black?
Oh man, me and Biz have been friends for over 30 years. You know, Biz used to come to Philly. So our record companies, the brothers, Dana Goodman and Lawrence Goodman were brothers. Dana Goodman ran Word Up Records in Philly, and his brother Lawrence Goodman ran Pop Art. So Pop Art was the whole Juice Crew, right? So we were connected through Dana and Lawrence Goodman. So Biz would come to Philly all the time. So, you know, we had a real close relationship with the Juice Crew, and it was like our first hip hop connection to New York. And Biz was hilarious. Biz was hilarious. That dude loved to have fun. He loved to bust. He loved to joke. And, you know, he was, you know, one of the few that would just come to Philly and stay at the crib. You know, so he would, you know, Biz didn't, you know, yo, I don't like hotels. Like, Biz, you too big to stay at our house. You can't, yo, come on, bud.
Come on, Will.
You know, but yeah, that was my dude. That was my dude.
Yeah. Well, did he believe it when you told him you was gonna put him in a movie? How did he react to that?
Yo, he was like, yo, I'm only doing it if I could be an alien. I was like, man, just, I don't know if you're gonna be an alien. No, I'm not doing it unless I'm an alien.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh my gosh, man.
Well, listen, I want to thank you all. I would love for you guys, Saniyya and Demi, to come see us in person, and Will to come back. Will may not admit to it, but we re-sparked his rapping career, Saniyya.
It gassed me up real good. I was like, you know, I might be able to do this again.
Yeah, I saw you rapping in Brooklyn last night. Hey, Will, would you ever do a versus?
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about that. Me and Elle were talking about doing one.
Really?
I just never had a chance to get to it. I was writing my book.
Okay.
Yeah.
You and LL, Will Smith, Heather, what do you think of that? LL and Will Smith versus?
Come on, it's
Elle
crazy.
gonna body me. Elle gonna body me.
Nah, but see, it's dope. Nah, what's dope about Will though? Will and L was out when the era where it was the DJ and the rapper.
Yeah.
It was like Eric B and Rakim, Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, like everybody had their DJ. So, yo, don't let Jeff on them turntables.
I know, yeah, there you go. That's my secret weapon. That's my secret weapon right there.
All right. Hey, love you guys.
Love y'all,
Thank you
man.
again. Congratulations on King Richard, okay? Much more
Thank
success.
you. Let it clap.
Let it clap.
Thank you for being on Sway in the Morning with Heather B and Tracy G. Hey, can we get a quick drop?
Get a drop. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, what you need?
Okay, yo, just say your names, and we're on Sway in the Morning with Heather B and Tracy G.
What's up, y'all? This is Will Smith.
What's up, it's Saniyya Sidney.
And it's Demi Singleton.
It's my King Richard squad, and we were Sway in the Morning with Heather B and Tracy G.
Boom! You did that, Will.
Yeah, I did that. You good?
Demi, you did that, Saniyya. Y'all have a beautiful day. Congratulations.
Appreciate y'all. All right, you're good, Sway. All love.